Silence your cell phones now.
You can't protect any of them.
Let's talk about a Marvel movie that is out currently, The Eternals. I was lucky enough to find time to see this movie, and I was actually shocked that I had time. So I'm going to be giving you my spoiler-filled review on this movie. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the experience. Did I mess up your intro?
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So yeah, let's talk about The Eternals. Going into this movie, I have no idea who the Eternals are. I never read a comic about the Eternals.
I'm glad somebody's being honest, because I'm tired of everybody. Eternals gonna be hype. Like, bro, you ain't read near not a book about the Eternals. You don't even know where to go to find about the Eternals.
I literally went to see this movie because of the Marvel logo.
Be honest with yourself.
That's the reason I saw this movie. After watching this movie, I was like, man, these are some bottom of the barrel characters. I was like, God, okay. But let's talk about the movie. The Eternals are sentients that practically are immortal. They were sent here by sentinels of higher power to come to
Sentinels or Celestials?
Celestials.
I'm about to say, the Sentinels are X-Men. They're robots.
X-Men, right. They're sent by Celestials to come to Earth and pretty much help when help is needed from the Deviants, which are creatures from the planet that the Eternals have to protect the Earth from. They are not allowed to interfere with human interactions because it will stunt their growth pretty much. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. You don't want to. How can I put it? It's like you doing. You ask your son asks you for homework. You don't want to give him the answer because it will mess up his learning process, but you want to guide him through it. That's kind of like how they were in this movie.
Okay.
Throughout this movie, we do start to see like conflict within themselves, and like matter of fact, well. Before that, let me go with the cast. I have IMDb up, and I'm going to butcher most of their names. We have Gemma Chan as Cersei, Richard Madden as Icarus, Angelina Jolie as Thena, Samal Helic. I always mess up her name.
First of all, Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek. Okay, as Ajak. Kit Harington as Dane Whitman, Camille Najida Kumar, that's how I know him, as Kingo, Leah McHugh as Sprite, Brian Tyree Henry or Paperboy as Phantos, Laura Ridloff as Makira, and Barry Conan as Durig. Oh wait, and one more, Mandong Seok, I think that's how you pronounce his name, as Gilgamesh. Ooh. First of all, a huge cast. We have like 10 of these people. Uh-huh. Now, I do like how they kind of split them apart. Like 5 of them were very like hands-on action based, whereas the other 5 were more scientists and more they were more background. Like they don't hop into the fight.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed that. I like how they balanced the two at least. Each of them has completely different powers. Cersei, things that she touches, she could pretty much distort the matter of it. So if she touches a rock, she can turn that rock into water. Icarus, pretty much Superman. He could fly and has laser beams. Thena,
see him in the trailer.
Yeah, he was all over the trailer. Thena, she can make weapons. I guess like spiritual or weapons through her energy. I think that's how it's explained. Ajax, she could heal. From what I saw, she could heal, and she was pretty much the leader of them all. Kingo, he could take his energy and shoot them out of his hands. He can make like like finger guns. He can just shoot them out, or he does like a Kamehameha blast. Sprite, she can make clones, or not clones, but holograms of images. Phantos, he was probably the smartest character in the movie. He pretty much was an expert in technology. Makira was a speedster. Durek, he can control people's minds. And then we have Gilgamesh, who has energy around his fist, which makes him strong.
Okay.
Very cool powers. Very cool powers. Gosh, where was I? Now, start of the movie, we had them, coming to Earth, fighting the deviants and stuff like that. Throughout gosh, where am I going? Where's my script?
I'm trying to ride with you.
I am so sorry. I have a script and it's all over the place. Trying to get my mind right. So in the movie, we had them like come to Earth, pretty much serving their purpose of fighting off the deviants. Over time, they were at this one war. I forgot what war it was. And Durek, he's like upset. He's like, we can help these people, but all we could do is fight the deviants. We need to help these people. Ajax is like, no, we can't do that because the Celestials don't want us to. And he's like, why do we have to answer to them? If we can help somebody, we need to help them. So he goes off and just starts controlling everyone to stop the war that's happening, and just goes off with them. And he just disappeared for years. This is when the whole Eternals break up.
Oh, they had a breakup moment, like the Beatles.
Yeah. That I mean, it wasn't as like, oh my god. It was like, yeah, that was coming. We saw that. We get to the present day and we see Cersei. She's in the classroom. She's a teacher. One of the teachers is her boyfriend, and they have a great relationship going on. However, they get attacked by a deviant later on. Now, Cersei is along with what's her name? Sprite. They're along with Sprite, and we see a deviant coming after them. Deviants are created to feast on human beings. However, this one deviant was after them, and they were trying to figure out why, because they didn't understand. They start fighting it, and then Icarus, the Superman guy, comes out of nowhere, laser beams them, and then they find out the deviant can heal themselves. All of them are confused because deviants normally doesn't attack them; they only attack humans, and healing is not a property of the deviant. They try to go to Ajax. When they see Ajax, Ajax is dead.
Oh, they killed Ajax.
So now, the deviant killed Ajax and absorbed her healing power. Now the leadership of Cersei has been.
Ajax is played by who? Angelina?
Yeah.
Hello?
No.
Salma Hayek?
I'm going to butcher her
Salma Hayek
name again.
I just said the name.
Yes. So yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Salma Hayek.
Continue.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I wasn't sure if you could hear me. You sound like you couldn't hear me for a second. But yes, Salma Hayek was Ajax. So she died. And now the deviant has control of her healing powers. Now all of them they're all trying to get the band back together just so they could fight the deviants. I'll tell you this. An hour and a half of this movie was getting the band back together. And when I tell you this movie was dragged on, it was long. This movie just felt so... I guess it's because I don't know these characters, but it just took forever for these characters to just get to where they gotta go. And for some action to happen, because there was a lot of exploration versus action, which, I mean, of course, this is a new movie. You got to get this exploration going. I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of this movie could have been either chopped down or taken out. There was a sex scene in the movie that I feel like they could have just taken that out. I was like, this is a good 10-ish minutes that you guys don't need.
As a sex scene? Are you watching porn?
Well, it was like built. It was like they showed the love, they showed the sex, and then they showed, it was just, yeah. A lot of these characters acting was just flat. I felt like the one character that I really got interested in was Brian Tyree Henry's.
Yeah.
Him and I'm gonna butcher his name again, but the actor that plays Kumar.
Oh, yes. I know you talking about.
Yeah. When they got on screen, it started to light up a lot. It really started to light up a lot. So they were like the relief of the movie, and I was happy for that. What else was... I'm trying to think of what else did I like in this movie. Special effects. Done very well. Special effects were done very well. And yeah, those are my goods of the movie. And well, I kind of added my cons within it. Now, I wanted to get that out of the way before I get into the rest of the movie, where it's spoilers. So
right.
Now this is the spoiler part. All right. So Ajax is now the new leader of the Eternals, and when you are the new leader, you gain the power to connect or talk to the Celestials. She finds out that everything they know is a lie. The reason why they are on Earth is to increase the population of humans and keep them safe. That way, because the energy of humans is being absorbed into the planet to create a Celestial. And when the Celestial is created, the whole planet gets destroyed. Well, the whole universe gets destroyed. So they're thinking to themselves, it's like, well, now we have to interfere because this can't happen. Like, they learn to love these people. They've been all around these people. So as they're creating a plan on how to stop the Sential, good old Icarus, the Superman character, is like, nah, I knew about this plan all along, and you guys are not going to stop it. So he's just like destroying. He's like, look, you guys are in my way. You better leave because I will kill you.
So he turned to Homelander.
Yep, he certainly did. he was Homelander with such a one-dimensional personality. He literally had two emotions throughout this whole film, and I just didn't like his character at all. So they had to fight him as well towards the end of trying to stop the planet from being destroyed and fighting him out of the way. What I like about this movie, well, another thing this movie does get right is speedsters. One thing I'm annoyed with when characters run fast is you got to stop the whole world and you just have them, in real time running. This was just like when you see, I think her name was Makari run, it was just super fast. Everything was super fast, and I love that. I personally think she was the MVP of the film. Now, I thought they were going to have trouble fighting Icarus, which they didn't. They actually fought him very well. Angelina Jolie had a great fight scene with him. Then Brian Tyree Henry, he used a lot of technology to hold him down, which I was actually impressed with. I was very happy about that. Kumar, he left. He was like, nope, I ain't dealing with this.
Oh, damn, he just...
I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, really? Who was this in that fight? So yeah, there was just all of them in the fight. Cersei finally takes out the Celestial, and Icarus is like, yo, you actually did this. She's like, yeah, these people are important to us. We learned to love them. We learned to care for them. We've been around them for so many years. Like, yes, this is our destiny, but we could change this. And we have the power to stop the Celestial. Icarus gets upset flies to the sun and dies. And I was like, thank God. I was like, you deserved it. Sprite was since she's the little girl in the team, she was always jealous of Cersei because she was never allowed to age. Well, she can't age because she's immortal, but she wants to live a life where she could love anyone she wants. She could grow up and go to school and things like that and become immortal, or become a mortal. And at the end, Cersei is gained the power of a celestial and grants that to her. Now, after that, they all go in their separate ways. In this movie, I gotta say, 3 bangers in this movie: the ending and both of the post-credit scenes.
Okay, so I'm ready for the post-credits.
Completely fire. So at the end of the movie, Cersei is walking with Kit Harington. He played Dane Whitman. He played Dane Whitman. I forget what this is. I think he was in Game of Thrones. Yes, he was in Game of Thrones. So he was walking in the park with Cersei, and he's like, trying to talk to her. He's like, so you could, you have all these powers? She was like, yeah. He was like, all right, look, my family history is kind of dark, and I feel like I should tell you about that. And she's like, well, what's wrong with your family? Suddenly, the whole sky goes gray. Clouds all around form, and then the clouds disperse, and you just see a celestial in the sky.
Oh, wow.
The celestial grabs Cersei all the way up to him. And then when we get there, we also see Kumar's character, Kingo, which was strange because he wasn't even in the fight. And then we also see Brian Tyree Henry's character, Phantos. And then the Celestial looks at them and is like, you disobey my orders. I'm going to look through your whole lives and just to see if humans deserve this at all. And he just takes them and goes, he just disappears. And that was the end of the movie. I was like, okay, that was wild. The first post-credit scene, we have Makari. We have Makari, Angelina Jolie's character, which is Thena. Mm-hmm. And then Durik, the mind control guy. They were on their ship flying through space. And they were supposed to be waiting for Cersei, Phantos, and Kumar. I know his name is not Kumar. I'm just going to keep saying Kumar. They were waiting for them, and they were like, yo, they said they were supposed to contact us. Like, what's going on? Like, we don't know. We Angelina Jolie was like, all right, we're going to go back and go get them. Then a portal, like a little glitch portal comes out of nowhere. And you just see a character named Pip comes out of nowhere. And he's like, oh, hey guys, I just want to introduce you guys to someone. And they're looking at like, yo, who are you? Like, oh, I'm Pip, but my friend here, right here, Thanos' brother, Eros. Oh. I was shocked to see him, but I was more shocked to see the actor playing him is Harry Styles from One Direction.
Harry Styles?
Yeah, and Harry Styles been in a couple. He was in Dunkirk. He was in Love, Simon. Well, that's the only 2 movies I've seen him in. But I was actually shocked to see him on screen. I was in downtown Philly, so there's nothing but white women there, and you just heard screams all over. I was like, "You have got to be kidding me!" I'm not gonna lie, I internally screamed. I was like, "Harry, really?" But yeah. And that was the first post-credit scene. The second post-credit scene, we see Cersei's boyfriend, Kit Harington, who played Dane Whitman. He has a chest on the desk, and he's like, all right, I should grab it. No, I shouldn't touch it. I shouldn't do anything. Should I grab it? I don't know. He opens the chest, and it's a sword. And I was like, is this the Black Knight? He tries to go for the sword is calling to him. And then you hear a voice out of nowhere that says, you don't know what you're about to get into. He turns over to the corner, and then it just cuts off. You don't get to see who said it, but
you kind of know.
You know the voice. You want to know who it is?
Yes.
It is Mahershala Ali's voice.
Ah, Blade.
Yep, it is Mahershala Ali's voice. Now, a lot of people aren't going to get that. You got to know Mahershala Ali's voice in order to. Yeah, but those were the credit scenes. Now, overall, this movie, how would I rate it? This, to me, is a hashtag give it a chance.
Okay.
If you are used to Marvel movies, this is going to be a very different drift. It's very different from the Marvel formula they usually take. It almost feels like an Oscar bait in a way.
Really?
An Oscar bait super movie that didn't really make the cut. I personally enjoyed it. I could understand the whole everyone else reviews on it and why they think it's bad, because it's a very slow film. It is a very slow film. But I feel like this film was needed to be slow because of how many characters we had, and where it wasn't like Endgame where we already knew these characters. We had to learn about each and every single one of them. And each and every single one of them had a great amount of screen time to get to know them a lot better. I mean, of course, Cersei and Icarus had like the most screen time in this film, but I feel like everyone had a great amount in this movie. So yes, I'm going to give it a hashtag, give it a chance for that. Visual effects, amazing. Excuse me. Visual effects, amazing. Acting, it depends on the character. Icarus, I hated his acting throughout the whole film. He was like super dry. But I feel like he was that Superman character. So I guess it was meant for him to be that dry. But yeah, hashtag give it a chance is my rating for that movie.
Okay. Now, it's not like the worst Marvel you've ever seen, correct?
No, not close. I mean, we all seen and I gave Doctor Strange C-. I didn't really care for the film, but look at it now and look at how Doctor Strange became important, and hashtag give it a chance as well, which is a C.
You are breaking up bad.
Oh, I am. How about now?
You sound better now.
Okay. I gave Doctor Strange a C- when I first saw it, but now knowing Doctor Strange's character a lot better, I give the movie a C as well. So to me, it's in the same tier as Doctor Strange. So if you like Doctor Strange or in Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel like you'll really like this.